I want to tell you something that most physicians never say during a routine checkup. Plain water after 60 is not enough. Not because water is bad. Water is essential. But after 60, your vascular system has changed in ways that make plain water increasingly insufficient for maintaining the blood flow your brain and body depend on every single day. And the consequence of drinking only plain water while ignoring what research suggests can be added to it is quietly showing up in millions of seniors as cold hands and feet, morning brain fog, fatigue after minimal activity, and the kind of slow cognitive decline that most doctors simply attribute to aging. I know that sounds surprising. Most people believe water is water. They believe drinking 8 glasses a day is all their body needs for healthy circulation. But here is what nutritional research is now showing us. There is one specific addition to your morning water. It costs less than 50 cents a day. It takes less than 30 seconds to prepare, and evidence suggests it activates nitric oxide production in your blood vessels in a way that plain water simply cannot. Think of nitric oxide like WD-40 for your arteries. When your body produces enough of it, your blood vessels stay relaxed, flexible, and wide open, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your brain and every organ efficiently. When nitric oxide declines after 60, your blood vessels begin to stiffen and narrow. Like a garden hose that has been left out in the sun for years, still carrying water but with far less flow and far less pressure where it matters most. I am saving the most important detail about this morning trick for the end of this video, because there is one specific preparation method that research suggests maximizes the blood flow benefit. And there is a common way most people prepare it that produces almost none of the vascular benefit at all. Stay with me until the end. The difference will change what you do tomorrow morning. My name is Dr. William. I study the relationship between daily nutrition, vascular health, and brain aging. And what I want to share with you today is the single most accessible blood flow restoration habit available to any adult over 60, starting tomorrow morning for almost nothing. Before we go any further, drop your name, your age, and the city you are watching from in the comments right now. I read every single one. Why plain water is no longer enough after 60. Before I show you the trick, I need you to understand exactly what is happening inside your vascular system after 60, because this context is what makes this morning habit so important. After 60, your circulatory system faces 3 simultaneous challenges that plain water alone cannot address. Challenge 1, nitric oxide decline. Nitric oxide is produced by the endothelial cells, the thin layer of cells lining every blood vessel in your body. Think of your endothelial cells like the staff of a hotel. Their job is to keep every corridor open, well lit, and running smoothly so that guests, your blood cells, can move freely to where they need to go. When those staff members stop functioning properly, the corridors narrow, traffic slows, and delivery of everything your organs need becomes increasingly unreliable. Research suggests that nitric oxide production declines significantly after 60. When nitric oxide falls, blood vessels become stiffer and narrower. Blood flow to the brain decreases, and the symptoms most seniors attribute to normal aging, fatigue, brain fog, cold extremities, poor concentration begin to appear and worsen every year. Plain water hydrates your cells, but it does not stimulate nitric oxide production. It does not address the vascular stiffness that develops after 60. Challenge 2, blood viscosity increase. Studies indicate that blood viscosity, the thickness of blood, tends to increase with age. Think of this like the difference between water and maple syrup moving through the same pipe. Thicker blood moves more slowly. It delivers oxygen and nutrients less efficiently, and it places greater strain on the heart with every single beat. While staying hydrated with plain water helps reduce blood viscosity, it does not address the underlying vascular inflammation and endothelial dysfunction that contribute to age-related blood thickening. Challenge 3, morning vascular stiffness. Evidence shows that blood vessels are at their stiffest in the early morning hours. This morning vascular stiffness is driven by overnight dehydration, elevated morning cortisol, and reduced nitric oxide production during sleep. Plain water consumed in the morning rehydrates cells, but does not actively counter morning vascular stiffness through any direct vascular mechanism. The morning drink I am about to show you addresses all 3 of these challenges simultaneously. It stimulates nitric oxide production, it supports healthy blood viscosity, and it actively counters morning vascular stiffness in a way that plain water simply cannot replicate. The trick, what it is, and the science behind it. The trick is adding one specific ingredient to your morning water before anything else. Before coffee, before breakfast, within 15 minutes of waking. That ingredient is lemon juice, freshly squeezed, half a lemon, in room temperature water, every single morning. I know the reaction. Lemon water. That is the big secret. Stay with me. Because the research behind why this specific combination, fresh lemon juice in room temperature water consumed in the fasted morning state, produces vascular effects that most people never experience from plain water alone, is the part that changes everything. Fresh lemon juice contains 3 specific compounds that nutritional science suggests work together to support blood flow and vascular health in aging adults. Compound 1, vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Think of vitamin C as the fuel for your body's nitric oxide factory. Your endothelial cells contain an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase, the machine that produces nitric oxide. But that machine cannot run properly without adequate vitamin C as its fuel. Research suggests that vitamin C acts as a critical cofactor for nitric oxide synthase, meaning without enough vitamin C, your body's ability to produce the nitric oxide that keeps blood vessels flexible and open is significantly impaired. Evidence shows that many adults over 60 have suboptimal vitamin C levels, not deficient enough to cause obvious symptoms, but low enough to meaningfully reduce nitric oxide production every single day. Fresh lemon juice consumed in the fasted morning state before food or coffee provides a meaningful dose of bioavailable vitamin C that research suggests is absorbed rapidly when there are no competing compounds slowing the process. Compound 2, citrus flavonoids, hesperidin, and eriocitrin. These compounds found naturally in fresh lemon juice work like a fire extinguisher for the inflammation inside your blood vessel walls. Studies indicate that hesperidin in particular supports endothelial function and may help reduce arterial stiffness, the vascular rigidity that develops after 60 and progressively restricts blood flow throughout the body and brain. Compound 3, citric acid. Citric acid in fresh lemon juice acts like a mineral escort, helping your body absorb magnesium and potassium from food consumed later in the morning more efficiently. Magnesium is essential for blood vessel relaxation. Potassium supports the sodium balance that regulates vascular tone. Better mineral absorption means better vascular function throughout the entire day. And room temperature water, specifically not cold, because cold water causes what researchers call vasoconstriction. Think of it like this. When cold water hits your system, your blood vessels reflexively tighten like a fist closing. The lemon compounds are working to open that fist. Cold water is trying to close it at the same time. Room temperature water removes that conflict entirely. I want to tell you about a patient I will call Walter. Walter was 73 years old, a retired contractor from Columbus, Ohio. Walter came to see me with persistent morning fatigue, cold hands that lasted until midday, and what he described as a mental fog every morning that took hours to lift. His physician had run standard blood work, everything within normal range, and attributed his symptoms simply to age. When I reviewed Walter's morning routine, he woke up, drank a large glass of cold water, made coffee, and sat watching the news for the first hour of his day. He had done this for 20 years. I asked Walter to make one change. Replace his cold morning water with a glass of room temperature water with the juice of half a fresh lemon consumed within 15 minutes of waking before his coffee. At his 8-week follow-up, Walter described a noticeable reduction in his morning fatigue. His hands were warming up earlier in the morning, and he told me the mental fog he had accepted as his new normal had substantially lifted, particularly in the first 2 hours after waking. 8 weeks. Half a lemon, room temperature water, before coffee, every morning. If you are still watching and this is resonating, subscribe to After 50 Health right now. Because what I am about to share next is the one preparation mistake most people make with lemon water that cancels the vascular benefit entirely. Why temperature and timing change everything. Let me be very precise about the preparation because the research is specific and the difference is not subtle. Most people who drink lemon water make it with cold water from the refrigerator or tap. And most people drink it after their coffee as an afterthought or a midday habit. Both of these common approaches significantly reduce the vascular benefit that research suggests is available from this simple morning habit. Temperature, why room temperature matters. Cold water consumption causes temporary vasoconstriction, a reflexive narrowing of blood vessels in response to cold. Imagine squeezing a flexible tube while simultaneously trying to push more water through it. That is exactly what is happening when you drink cold lemon water. The lemon compounds are signaling your vessels to open. The cold water is signaling them to close. Room temperature water removes that competing signal entirely, allowing the vasodilatory compounds in lemon juice to work without opposition. Timing why before coffee matters. Research suggests that caffeine temporarily reduces nitric oxide synthase activity, the very enzyme that vitamin C is working to support. Drinking coffee first and lemon water second means the primary benefit of lemon water is partially blocked before it even begins. The correct order every single morning. Wake. Room temperature lemon water first, then coffee, then breakfast. I had a patient named Evelyn. Evelyn was 68 years old, a retired librarian from Savannah, Georgia. Evelyn had been drinking lemon water for 2 years after reading about its benefits online. She had seen no meaningful improvement in her energy or circulation symptoms. When I asked how she prepared it cold water from the refrigerator after her morning coffee around 9 a.m., I immediately identified 3 preparation errors simultaneously. When Evelyn corrected all 3 room temperature water before coffee, within 15 minutes of waking, she described a noticeable difference in her morning energy within 3 weeks. Her afternoon fatigue, which she had attributed to age, also reduced substantially. 2 years of lemon water with 0 benefit, 3 weeks with correct preparation and noticeable improvement. The synergy tip for lemon water. Add a small pinch of black pepper to your morning lemon water. Research suggests piperine, the active compound in black pepper, enhances the absorption of citrus flavonoids, including hesperidin, by supporting their uptake in the digestive tract. That one small addition makes this drink measurably more effective at the vascular level. Type the number 2 in the comments right now if you drink cold water or drink your lemon water after coffee. Because this is the most common preparation mistake I see in adults over 60. What happens inside your blood vessels during this habit? Let me show you exactly what is happening inside your vascular system during the 15 minutes after you drink this morning lemon water. Because understanding the mechanism is what makes this a permanent daily habit. Minutes 1 through 3. The room temperature water begins rehydrating your cells after overnight fluid loss. Think of your blood at this moment like a river after a dry season, slightly thicker, slightly slower, slightly less efficient. The water begins thinning that river immediately. The lemon compounds begin absorbing through the stomach lining into the bloodstream rapidly in the fasted state with no competing compounds slowing the process. Minutes 4 through 7. Vitamin C reaches your endothelial cells, the cells lining your blood vessel walls. It begins functioning as cofactor fuel for nitric oxide synthase. The nitric oxide factory begins running more efficiently. Think of a generator that has been running on low fuel for months, suddenly receiving a proper fuel supply and beginning to produce power at the level it was designed for. Minutes 8 through 12. Nitric oxide production increases in your blood vessel walls. Nitric oxide signals the smooth muscle cells surrounding your vessels to relax. Blood vessels dilate slightly like a fist slowly opening. Peripheral blood flow begins improving. The cold hands and feet that many seniors experience every morning, a direct sign of restricted peripheral circulation, begin warming as blood reaches the extremities more freely. Minutes 12 through 15. Hesperidin and areocitrin reach the arterial walls and begin their anti-inflammatory work. Studies indicate these flavonoids help reduce the low-grade vascular inflammation that contributes to arterial stiffness after 60. Combined with the improved nitric oxide production, 2 separate vascular pathways are now working simultaneously. Your brain is receiving improved circulation exactly when it needs it most, in the critical morning hours when cognitive performance is established for the rest of the day. The Amplifier. What to add for maximum blood flow. Now I want to share something that takes this morning habit from beneficial to significantly more powerful. And it involves one additional ingredient that research suggests activates a completely separate blood flow pathway. That ingredient is a small pinch of cayenne pepper added to your lemon water. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, the compound responsible for its heat. Think of capsaicin as a second key that opens a completely different door in your vascular system. Your blood vessel walls contain specific receptors called TRPV1 receptors, like a second set of locks that nitric oxide cannot open. Capsaicin fits those locks perfectly, and when it does, research suggests it triggers an additional nitric oxide release pathway completely independent of the vitamin C pathway already activated by the lemon juice. Two separate nitric oxide pathways, two separate vascular benefits from one morning glass of water. Additionally, research suggests capsaicin may support healthy blood viscosity, helping keep blood flowing smoothly through vessels that aging has made progressively narrower and stiffer. The amount needed is small. A pinch, approximately 1/8 of a teaspoon, mixed into your lemon water. The heat is mild when diluted, and the vascular benefit begins within minutes of consumption. The synergy tip for cayenne lemon water: add half a teaspoon of raw honey to your lemon cayenne water. Research suggests raw honey contains nitric oxide metabolites and polyphenols that provide additional endothelial support, complementing both the vitamin C pathway and the capsaicin pathway simultaneously. Raw honey specifically, not processed honey, because processing destroys the bioactive compounds responsible for the benefit. 3 compounds, 3 vascular pathways, 1 morning glass. I want to tell you about a patient I will call Frank. Frank was 76 years old, a retired police officer from Detroit, Michigan. Frank had been drinking plain lemon water every morning for 6 months with modest improvement in his morning energy. When I suggested adding a small pinch of cayenne pepper and half a teaspoon of raw honey to his existing morning lemon water, the same glass, the same timing, 30 additional seconds of preparation, Frank was skeptical but willing. At his follow-up 6 weeks later, Frank described what he called a noticeably different morning sensation. He said within about 10 minutes of drinking it, he felt a warmth spreading through his hands and feet that he had not felt in years in the morning. His wife noted that he seemed more mentally alert at breakfast than he had been in a long time. Same lemon water, same timing, 1 pinch of cayenne, half teaspoon of raw honey, 6 weeks. Noticeably different morning circulation and mental clarity. Type the number 3 in the comments right now if you have never considered adding cayenne pepper to your morning water, because this combination is one of the most underutilized vascular support habits available to seniors over 60. Let me give you the complete protocol exactly as I recommend it. Step 1. The night before, fill a glass with filtered water and leave it on your counter at room temperature overnight. This single preparation step eliminates every morning delay and ensures your water is at the correct temperature without thinking about it. Step 2. Within 15 minutes of waking, before your phone, before your coffee, before anything else, squeeze the juice of half a fresh lemon into your room temperature water. Not bottled lemon juice, fresh squeezed only. Research suggests that bottled lemon juice loses a significant portion of its vitamin C and flavonoid content through processing and extended storage, reducing the vascular benefit substantially. Step 3. Add a small pinch of cayenne pepper, approximately 1/8 of a teaspoon. Add half a teaspoon of raw honey. Add a pinch of black pepper for flavonoid absorption. Stir well, drink slowly over 3 to 5 minutes rather than all at once, allowing the compounds to begin absorbing before the full volume reaches the stomach. Step 4. Wait 15 minutes before your coffee. This window allows vitamin C to begin supporting nitric oxide synthase activity before caffeine temporarily reduces that enzyme's function. Step 5. Nutrition amplifier. Research suggests consuming foods high in dietary nitrates within 2 hours of your morning lemon water extends the nitric oxide benefit throughout the morning by providing additional raw material for nitric oxide production. Specifically, spinach, arugula, beetroot, or celery consumed at breakfast works synergistically with the morning lemon water to maintain elevated nitric oxide levels well into the midday hours. Think of the lemon water as starting the nitric oxide engine and the nitrate-rich breakfast as keeping it fueled throughout the morning. The complete protocol. Night before, glass of water left at room temperature on counter. Within 15 minutes of waking, fresh lemon juice, half lemon. Add pinch cayenne, 1/8 teaspoon. Add raw honey, half teaspoon. Add pinch black pepper. Stir and drink slowly over 3 to 5 minutes. Wait 15 minutes, then coffee. Nitrate-rich breakfast within 2 hours. Cost, less than 50 cents per day. Time, 30 seconds of preparation. Let me bring everything together. After 60, your vascular system faces 3 simultaneous challenges that plain water alone cannot address. Declining nitric oxide, the WD-40 your arteries depend on to stay open and flexible. Increasing blood viscosity, blood thickening from water into something closer to maple syrup in terms of flow efficiency. And morning vascular stiffness, the daily window when your cardiovascular system is most vulnerable and most in need of active support. The morning lemon water protocol addresses all 3 simultaneously. Fresh lemon juice provides vitamin C, the fuel that powers nitric oxide synthase, your body's nitric oxide factory. It provides hesperidin and eriocitrin, the fire extinguishers that reduce vascular inflammation and arterial stiffness, and citric acid that escorts minerals into your system for ongoing vascular function throughout the day. Cayenne pepper opens the second door, activating the TRPV1 nitric oxide pathway independently of the vitamin C pathway. 2 separate nitric oxide mechanisms from one glass. Raw honey provides nitric oxide metabolites and polyphenols supporting both pathways simultaneously. Black pepper provides piperine, enhancing flavonoid absorption and making every other compound in the glass work more effectively. Room temperature water ensures no competing vasoconstriction signal fights against the vasodilatory compounds being absorbed. Fasted morning timing before coffee ensures maximum absorption efficiency and prevents caffeine from temporarily reducing nitric oxide synthase activity during the critical window. The preparation mistakes that cancel the benefit. Cold water triggers vasoconstriction, competing directly with vasodilation. Bottled lemon juice reduced vitamin C and flavonoid content from processing. Coffee before lemon water. Caffeine reduces nitric oxide synthase activity during absorption window, the correct protocol. Room temperature water, fresh lemon squeezed, pinch of cayenne, raw honey, black pepper, within 15 minutes of waking, before coffee. Nitrate-rich breakfast within 2 hours, every single morning, less than 50 cents, 30 seconds, starting tomorrow morning. I want to ask you directly, what do you drink first thing in the morning right now? Leave your answer in the comments with your name, your age, and your city. I read every single one. And I want to ask something specific. How many of you drink cold water or coffee as the very first thing in the morning before anything else? Leave that below, because I believe the answer is most of you. And I believe tonight you are going to leave a glass of water on your counter and cut a lemon before you go to bed. Share this video with someone you love who is 60, 70, or 80 years old, because this morning habit costs less than 50 cents a day. It requires no prescription, no gym membership, no major dietary overhaul, just room temperature water, fresh lemon juice, cayenne pepper, raw honey, and black pepper consumed before anything else every single morning. Now, I want to say something to you directly. Your blood vessels have been working for 6, 7, 8 decades. They have carried oxygen to your brain through every decision you ever made. They have delivered nutrients to your heart through every challenge you ever faced. They have kept you moving, kept you thinking, kept you present for the people you love through every single year of your life. And they are still working, still pumping, still fighting for you every single morning when you wake up. What they are asking for now is not a miracle. They are not asking for expensive medication or complicated procedures. They are asking for 30 seconds of your morning, a lemon, a pinch of cayenne, a half teaspoon of honey, room temperature water, before your coffee. That is what 60 years of faithful service deserves from you in return. The people in your life who are living with morning fatigue, brain fog, cold hands, and poor circulation deserve to know that these symptoms are not inevitable. They are vascular, they are addressable, and one 30-second morning habit may begin making a meaningful difference within weeks. Subscribe to After 50 Health. Every week, I bring you the research-based health information that your doctor simply does not have time to cover in a 15-minute appointment. Take care of your blood vessels. They are the delivery system for everything your brain and body need to function. And tomorrow morning, you have 30 seconds and a lemon to begin restoring them. I am Dr. William. I will see you in the next one. And remember, before making any changes to your health routine, speak with your physician first. This is especially important if you are taking blood thinners or blood pressure medications, as lemon juice and cayenne pepper may interact with certain medications. If you have acid reflux, gastric ulcers, or kidney stones, please consult your doctor before adding lemon juice to your daily routine. This information is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personalized medical advice.